look at the Atlantic. Hurricane Humberto, now a powerful Category 5 storm. Satellite images show the massive scale of this thing. But meteorologists say Humberto's path could help limit the impact of Tropical Storm Imelda on the U.S. So let's bring in Accuweather meteorologist Alex DaSilva to explain how both of these storms are interacting and how that could impact the eastern seaboard. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, we still have Humberto to the east here. Now it's a Category 4 hurricane as of the last update from the National Hurricane Center, but certainly been a very impressive year. We've had 3 major hurricanes, and 2 of them have reached Category 5 strength. So, of course, one of them being Humberto right there. But now we're tracking Imelda here in the northern portions of the Bahamas. A lot more disorganized than its counterpart here to the east. Certainly, you can see that right there. But we're going to be seeing a little bit of an interaction here between the 2 of them. We're going to be seeing, I think, a little bit of a dance called the Fujiwara effect here. Both of the dancers are starting to get into place here. And this is a phenomenon that happens when 2 cyclones get within about 850 miles of one another or so. And these 2 cyclones are about 625 or 650 miles apart right now. So well within that 850 mile threshold that you need for them to start essentially interacting with one another. So let's just assume this is Humberto to the north, and then you have the other system here to the southwest, which is expected to become a hurricane here in the next day or so. There's a tendency to have some counterclockwise motion here once you get those storms close to one another. So that's why we're going to be seeing that right hook with Imelda here over the next day or so. So this Fujiwara effect is really sparing the United States, I think, from more severe impacts, because I think if Humberto did not exist, if that storm was not there, I really believe that Imelda would actually go straight up into the Carolinas. But it's really Humberto that's going to help to tug that storm to the east. But nevertheless, we still do expect some pretty heavy rain along coastal areas of the Carolinas especially. The rain is already starting to reach those areas right now, so expect a couple of inches, especially in those coastal areas. It's going to be breezy out there as well, so just keep an eye. There could be some localized flooding and stuff like that, but I think the big story is going to be those rip currents along the entirety of the East Coast from Miami all the way up through Maine this entire week and even into the beginning of the weekend. So please do be careful out there if you're going to be at the beaches, and certainly listen to those lifeguards. If they're telling you not to go in the water, it is certainly way too dangerous, and we want people to stay safe out there for this week.
Anything else you're watching, Alex?
Yeah, there's a couple other areas that we're watching. Of course, we're getting ready to move into the month of October right now. So a couple other areas that we're keeping an eye on for low chances of development. One out here in the Bay of Campeche. The good news is that if anything develops in this area at the end of the month, it's likely to go straight south down into Mexico. So really no threat to the United States there. And then another tropical wave is getting ready to emerge off of Africa here over the next week or so. So that'll be the next thing I think we're really going to have to keep an eye on. But remember, guys, hurricane season has 2 more full months. It ends at the end of November, so we still have a long way to go.
All right, Alex DaSilva, thanks so much for joining us from Accuweather this morning.